What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining me today on another episode on this channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the bell notification so you'll know when I put out future videos. In today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit of Game of Thrones. Now, the season finale was this past Sunday, and overall, a lot of people didn't like it. It was a little bit better than the Bells, I think, in my personal opinion, but I think this last episode was sitting at a 57 on Rotten Tomatoes last time I checked. Not good. But Sophie Turner, you know her, she plays Sansa Stark on Game of Thrones, and she is now the Queen of the North now, going forward. But however, she did kind of address the petition that's going on right now with Game of Thrones. If you don't know, the petition has over 1.5 million signatures on it to get HBO to remake this season of Game of Thrones. This season of Game of Thrones, it was bad. It was bad. There was a lot of backlash, and rightly so. But I think when Sophie Turner is talking about the petition is bad and everything, I think it's kind of misplaced. So I'm going to read you what she said about the fan reaction. The question was, the fan reaction this season has been much more negative than previous seasons. Were you surprised by some of the vitriol? And this is what she said. Honestly, I'm not surprised. People always have an idea in their heads of how they want a show to finish. And so when it doesn't go to their liking, they start to speak up about it and rebel. The thing about Game of Thrones that's always been amazing is the fact that there's always been crazy twists and turns, right from season 1 with Ned's beheading. So Daenerys becoming something of a mad queen, it shouldn't be such a negative thing for fans. It's a shock for sure, but I think it's just because it hasn't gone their way. All of these petitions and things like that, I think is disrespectful to the crew and the writers and the filmmakers who worked tirelessly over 10 years for 11 months shooting the last season, like 50-something night shoots. So many people worked so hard on it, and for people to just rubbish it because it's not what they wanted to see is just disrespectful. Now, I'm going to disagree with her on this. The fans that don't like this season, it had nothing to do with the crew. I don't think it had anything to do with the writers or even the directors. It had all to do with Benioff and Weiss and their story. Me personally, I think the acting this season was really good. It's been good in every season. The visuals, really good. The cinematography, really good. My only issue with this season is the story is horrible and it felt rushed. Very, very rushed. Now, Benioff and Weiss were actually offered, I think, like 2 more seasons or something like that, like 12 or 13 episodes. They turned it down. To me, it sounded like Benioff and Weiss, they wanted to get out of this really fast and go over to Star Wars and start doing Star Wars movies. That's just my take on it. I may not be right, but that's what I think. So the fans have nothing against the crew at all. The crew, last 10 years, they have been very, very good. The only thing that changed was the story. And as for Daenerys becoming the Mad Queen, I don't have a problem with Daenerys becoming the Mad Queen, but Benioff and Weiss didn't set it up correctly. It was so rushed. I mean, one minute she's freeing slaves, the next minute she's killing innocent people. That wasn't really set up that well, So I don't know what Sophie Turner is thinking, but she said that she wasn't surprised that there was a negative reaction to this season. I think she knows why this season was bad, and a lot of the cast voiced their displeasure. Kit Harington called this season disappointing before the season even finished. The guy that plays Bran, he said he got the script and he thought it was a joke. none of the cast really took this season seriously because they thought it was a joke. They thought it was bad. The fans are just voicing their opinions. It's okay for us to have an opinion. This season was forgettable. But overall, Game of Thrones is a great TV show. Overall, it just didn't end good. So, I don't know what Sophie Turner is smoking, but the criticism is definitely not at the cast and the crew. It is at Benioff and Weiss, because without source material, they don't seem to know what they're doing. So guys, what do you think of this? Are you on Sophie Turner's side? Is she redirecting anger at the wrong people? I think she is. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.